The American Watercolor Society is one of the most prestigious watercolor societies in the world. They have an annual exhibition and they have thousands of artists from around the world that are all trying to get one of the 100 or so spots in the exhibition. And the trick is, it happens once a year. You can only submit one painting. I've tried for 7 years to get into this exhibition and I've never been successful. There are so many artists applying and there are only so many spots, and it's a tough one to get into. So this year, I'm bringing you along as I decide what I'm gonna paint and as I submit it into the show, and you'll also get to be with me when I learn whether I've been selected or rejected once again. All right, let's take a look. I have about 4 days until I need to submit a painting for the AWS show. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going through some paintings that I've done this year and trying to decide if there's something I've already painted that I want to submit, or if there's something I've painted that I want to paint another version of and submit. So I'm just looking through my paintings here and trying to get a good handle on that. I think one of the challenges of submitting into a show is not knowing what to submit. You've seen me in another video, I was flipping through the catalog of the show. I don't want to copy what other people are doing, but I'm curious what type of work is being submitted. Looking through the catalog, thinking through it, thinking about what I've done in years past versus what I want to do now. What subjects are fresh in my mind that I feel confident in, that I can paint. You know, just juggling all these ideas when I'm deciding what it is I want to actually submit. I like this scene a lot. The feeling of light, the reflections on this building. And I've been thinking about possibly repainting in a larger size to submit for the show. It's scary to put your art into the world. You are opening the door to disappointment, the possibility of rejection, and to critics. I remember when I first started an Instagram account, that was scary for me. Nobody had seen my artwork other than my wife. You're putting a piece of yourself into the world, and you're opening yourself up to judgment from people that you don't even know. That's not an easy thing to do, but there's a lot of great things that come with allowing yourself to be open to getting your art out there. This is kind of nerve-wracking. I finished my painting and I was happy with it overall, but there's the top of the painting that I just wasn't liking. And so I decided I was gonna crop my painting. And so that means I had to tear my finished painting, and that's actually what I ended up doing. So let me show you over here. I just didn't like the composition. There was just too much space up here. And so what I actually ended up doing was folding the painting and tearing the top of the painting off and cropping it to this. And this is the painting that I'm gonna submit. I got everything ready to go, and I just submitted it. We'll see. Now the waiting begins. I was sitting here working and I saw a notification pop up that I got an email from the American Watercolor Society. And so I'm gonna take a look and see if I got in the show. I'm feeling kind of anxious because it's something I've really wanted to be a part of for a long time. So you can watch me check my email. Thank you for your submission to the American Watercolor Society. Okay. It says this year we received well over 1,000 entries, and many excellent works were simply not able to be included. Although your work was not selected for exhibition, it received fair and equal attention from the jurors, as do all artist submissions. All right, well, doesn't feel great. You know, rejection never feels good. Um, yeah, it's not a good feeling. You know, honestly, it's not a fun part about being an artist. And you do get used to it over time. You do get used to rejection over time. Because if you want to get your art into the world, if you're pushing the boundaries of what you see as being possible for you as an artist, then you're submitting your work to shows and you're opening yourself up to that sense of rejection, that sense of disappointment. In her book, Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about the effort to continue to put her writing into the world and how she'll just submit and submit and submit, and she'll get rejection after rejection after rejection. She starts to celebrate every time she gets a rejection. Every rejection means that she is on the path of getting her work into the world. And I know that it doesn't feel good. I know it's not comfortable. And when I see other artists getting into the AWS show every single year, I am of course excited for them, but I'm disappointed. I want to be a part of that show. I want to get my work out there. I want to go to New York City, go to the Salmagundi Club, and celebrate this big accomplishment. But it just hasn't happened yet, and it didn't happen this year either. This has become a bit of a ritual for me. Every year I submit, and every year I am rejected. And this interesting thing has begun to happen. I'm less interested in being accepted. Of course, I want to be a part of it. But I don't allow that to change the way that I see myself as an artist. I see it as another step in the journey, a yearly ritual saying that this year I'm deciding to continue down the path to put my art into the world and to keep working as hard as I can to become a better artist. That's what this submission and this rejection means for me this year. When it comes to art, when it comes to conquering something new, if we can live near the edge of what we think we are capable of, near the edge that scares us, that is where the most exciting things happen. So I want you to think about what is right on the edge of what you are comfortable with. What is that area that scares you a little bit? That is where you will find the most growth. Do that scary thing today. Tell somebody that you paint. Show your art to your friends and family. But know that if you are getting yourself out there, if you are right on the edge of what scares you, you know you're on the right track. If you are looking to take the next step in your painting, I have a free video lesson for you, the 7 Secrets of Fresh and Powerful Painting. Now in this video lesson, I talk about how to plan your painting, how to mindfully paint your scene, and most importantly, how to put down the brush before you overwork your painting. Now, when you sign up for this video lesson, I also send you a pre-painting checklist. Now this is something that you can hang on to and look at before each one of your paintings. And it's going to ensure that you're thinking through the right things and that you're on track when you start your painting. Now, in addition to that, I include my watercolor supplies guide. So if you have questions about my brushes, pigments, paper, things that I use, then check out my watercolor supplies guide. Now, it's simple to get started with this. All you have to do is follow this link right here to get to the 7 Secrets of Fresh and Powerful Painting. I'll see you there.